I'd been counting down the days for that package to show up at my door in our quiet little suburb out in Colorado. The kind of place where everyone waves hello, but nobody really knows your business. It was this limited edition hiking boots I'd splurged on after months of scraping together extra cash from freelance gigs. The ones with that rugged, waterproof design that scream adventure, perfect for hitting the trails on weekends and turning a few heads along the way. But delivery day rolls around. I'm stuck grinding at the office like always, refreshing my tracking app every 5 minutes. And bam, notification pops. Delivered to your front porch. Relief hits, you know? Until I pull into the driveway that evening, scan the steps, the mat, even peek behind the planters. Nothing. Just that eerie emptiness staring back, like the house itself was mocking me. My heart sinks a bit, but I figure, hey, maybe the driver goofed, wrong address or something, so I dig up the email. And there's the proof photo, timestamp and all, those boots sitting pretty right there on my welcome mat. Gone now, vanished into thin air, and calling the company. They just shrug it off over the phone. Sorry, sir, photo confirms delivery. Our hands are clean. Frustration bubbles up, turning my cheeks hot because this isn't some faceless corporation screwing me over. It's got to be someone local. Eyes on my routine, knowing I'm out from 9 to 5, turning my own home into their personal shopping spree. I paced the kitchen that night, replaying it, feeling that violation creep in. Not just the boots, but the trust in this neighborhood we picked for its community vibe, the one my wife and I chose after years in the city grind, thinking it'd be safer, quieter. Little did I know, the real drama was brewing right next door. Weeks tick by and I try to shake it off, tell myself it's a fluke. But then my sister's kid's birthday sneaks up, little guy obsessed with model trains. So I order this cool starter set online, nothing extravagant, just tracks and engines with those tiny details that light up a kid's face. Same drill. Work drags on. Phone buzzes with delivered. A knot twists in my gut this time, but I push it down. Come on. What are the odds? Pull up home. Porch bare as a bone, not even a shred of packaging fluttering in the breeze. That's when it hits hard, like a punch to the chest. This isn't random bad luck. It's targeted. Someone watching my orders, my absences, stripping away that sense of security bit by bit. I storm inside, slamming the door a little too loud, my mind racing. Who? Why me? We'd only moved in 6 months ago, kept to ourselves mostly, but there'd been those petty HOA notes in the mail about my lawn edging not being up to code, signed by the president herself, Susan, the self-appointed queen of Elmwood Estates, always parading around like she owned every square foot. Enough's enough, I mutter to myself, grabbing my keys and marching over to her place 2 doors down. The big colonial with the perfectly manicured hedges that screamed control freak. Knock, knock, she answers with that tight smile, arms crossed like she's guarding a fortress. And I spill it all. The boots, the trains, how it's eating at me, messing with my head. Susan, you've got that neighborhood watch thing going. Maybe check the communal cameras or send a bulletin about porch pirates. She nods, eyes flicking away, murmuring, Oh, that's awful, Mark. I'll look into it. We pride ourselves on safety here. But then her husband pokes his head in from the kitchen, casual as you please, and my eyes drop to his feet. There they are, my exact boots, scuffed just enough to look worn in, like he'd been tromping around in them without a care. Blood rushes to my ears, but I bite my tongue. Can't accuse without proof, right? Walk out of there fuming, piecing it together. Susan's grip on the HOA isn't just about rules. It's power, control, and maybe a grudge against newcomers like me who don't kiss the ring, who question her endless fines over aesthetic violations that conveniently hit folks she doesn't like. That night, lying awake, the anger shifts to resolve. I'm done being the victim in her little fiefdom. First thing, I ordered these discreet cameras online, the kind that blend into the eaves like shadows, wiring them up myself over the weekend, heart pounding with that mix of nerves and excitement, like setting a trap for a ghost. Then the bait, a cheap wireless speaker set, flashy box but worthless inside, delivered mid-afternoon while I'm at my desk, live feed pulled up on my phone. Minutes drag, then there she is, Susan, bold as brass, glancing left and right before sauntering up my steps, snatching the package with a smug little huff, tucking it under her arm like it's her Daily Mail. I freeze, replay the clip a dozen times, that betrayal sinking deep. The woman preaching community while picking my pockets, probably justifying it as some twisted HOA fee in her head, resenting how I skipped her last block party, or whatever petty slight set her off. Revenge brews slow and sweet after that. I could have gone straight to the cops, but nah, this called for something personal. A hit to her ego that'd echo through the cul-de-sac. Digging into her rep around the neighborhood, whispers from neighbors about her bullying tactics, finding old Mrs. Jenkins for faded shutters just to flex. It all clicks. Susan's not just a thief. She's a tyrant cloaked in bylaws, and exposing her would shatter that facade. So I get creative, ordering bits online. Coil springs, fine glitter packs, a noxious odor bomb that'd make a skunk blush, and this vibrant purple dye that's near impossible to scrub. Garage becomes my lab that night, rigging it all into a fake Amazon box, weighted just right, mechanisms hidden under flaps. Lift the lid and boom. Chaos engineered. It's not just payback, it's justice with flair, a way to reclaim my peace without stooping to her level. Or maybe stooping a tad, but hey, she started it. Next day, I deliver the trap myself, plunk it on the porch in broad daylight, then head to work, feed streaming live. Hours crawl, coffee going cold on my desk until, there, Susan emerges from her yard, that predatory stroll across my grass. No shame, bending to grab it with a quick scan for witnesses. Back at her place, the camera catches the magic. Box opens, springs unleash a glitter storm that engulfs her like a psychedelic blizzard, purple dye splattering her blouse and face in wild streaks, stink spray erupting in a foul cloud that has her gagging, flailing like a bad comedy sketch. "What the— ah!" she yelps, staggering back, hands clawing at her eyes as neighbors start peeking out, phones whipping up to capture the spectacle. Susan, the untouchable HOA boss, reduced to a sparkling, reeking mess, hosing herself down in the driveway, cursing under her breath while kids giggle from windows. I race home, pulling up to a crowd buzzing like bees. Folks I'd barely nodded to before now swapping stories. One guy chuckling. Serves her right after that fence fiasco last year. Susan spots me, eyes narrowing through the glitter haze, purple splotches glowing on her cheeks like war paint gone wrong. You set this up, she hisses, voice cracking with rage and humiliation, water dripping from her hair. I just shrug, calm as can be. Me? Nah, Susan, looks like karma finally caught up. Maybe next time stick to enforcing rules instead of breaking laws. The crowd murmurs, some nodding, others filming as she retreats inside, defeated, that iron grip slipping away in real time. That footage? Gold. I edit it clean, attach it to an email for the HOA board. Thought you'd want to see how our president's upholding standards. Board meeting hits like a storm. Susan slinks in, dye faded but still tinting her skin a sickly lavender, facing down glares from members she'd once bossed around. This is outrageous. I was just checking packages for safety, she stammers. But the video rolls, undeniable, her excuses crumbling under the weight of her own smug grab. They strip her title on the spot, force her to cough up triple what she stole. Boots, trains, speaker bait, all tallied with interest, and whisper spreads. Turns out she'd been dipping into petty cash, too. Her leadership, a cover for control that bordered on obsession, born from some old wound about losing her own status years back. Me? I walk out lighter, neighborhood chats turning friendlier, like we'd all exhaled after holding our breath too long. But here's the thing that lingers even now. Was it justice, or did I cross a line into vigilante territory? She got humbled, sure, but in a community like this, where lines blur between neighbor and nemesis, who's to say where payback ends and pettiness begins? Drop a comment below. Think she deserved the glitter bomb treatment, or should I have just called the cops and let it go? Share your wild HOA stories. Have you dealt with a tyrant like that? Hit like if this had you grinning, subscribe for more real-life showdowns, and let's keep the convo going. What's fair game in neighborhood wars?